r/ask Reddit. What has become normalized that you cannot believe? 10-15 minutes of commercials, not trailers, ads for products, in front of movies. A movie starting at 3 doesn't get to the opening scene till 3:30. I used to panic being late for a movie. Now it's like, oh, we're only 15 minutes late. I'm gonna stop by the washroom before we head in. Get some popcorn, ring a friend, go in the screen next door and catch the first 10 minutes of that film. Women's pants with fake pockets. Also women's pants sizes. Men's pants sizes make so much more sense. I'd love it if they would make jeans long enough in the leg, while not getting skinnier in the leg the longer you go and will fit around the waist. I'm still stuck in jeans that are 2 sizes too big around the waist so they will fit my legs. But they aren't quite long enough for my legs so my socks always show. If I move into the tall girl jeans the material around the waist ends up halfway up my chest because I don't have a long torso, just long legs. Most jeans are also far too tight for my legs. I'm not fat, just have some muscle on my legs from years of martial arts. Then there is the issue of no pockets in some of them. How the hell am I supposed to carry my phone if I don't have a pocket? Intense fear-mongering. The 24-hour news cycle and the drive to put out more online content every hour has created a steadily growing flow of information, and much of it is designed to make people afraid. The world is more peaceful than ever before. Crime is generally down. The economy is great, but those stories don't get the viewership that the threat of nuclear war, pedophiles, and mass murder get. It makes people think and feel like there is constant danger in incredibly safe places. Exactly, and when there is actual danger, no one takes it seriously because we're all desensitized by the nonsense. Or it reinforces the ridiculous beliefs that someone's out to get you. Rent's becoming nearly half people's income in major cities where there are good opportunities for career progress. Nearly. Try 2/3. Yup, rent for a 1-bedroom in a Section 8 complex is $1,700/mo if you're not on government assistance around here. And you're damned lucky to find that. Single bedrooms, as in you rent a bedroom, is, minimum, $700/mo. You have a list of restrictions. Can't have pets or guests. You have to share a bathroom, and you may or may not get cooking privileges. Oh, and you get the fun of playing roommate roulette. A nice room will run you $1,000 on average. You're boned if you want to live somewhere on your own that's nice. $2,400+ for a 1-bedroom. Kids not being allowed to explore and play outside without adult supervision. Extreme paranoia has been totally normalized. I hardly ever hear anyone question it and it's sad as duck. I can't imagine a childhood without roaming out iced, riding my bike all over the place. I blame the kids that got kidnapped and murdered. They ruined it for everyone else. Of course it happens, but it's really not that common. And most kidnappings are by people known to the family, not strangers randomly snatching kids. Of course these things happen. Just driving your car is super dangerous. I just think destroying a childhood because of the very remote chance of kidnap or murder is wrong. There's safety, and there's paranoia. Paranoia has been normalized. Viral dares that can seriously harm kids, cinnamon challenge, Tide Pod eating, etc. People are actually eating Tide Pods? I thought that was just a joke. It is real. Tide put us out, so have a bunch of celebrities and news outlets. Privacy is quickly becoming a thing of the past. Between constantly posting photos between 4-5 different social media outlets and needing to provide personal information to sign up for anything online, to websites that sell that information for marketing ad purposes, it's becoming damn near impossible to protect your privacy without going completely off the grid. People surely aren't happy about it, but seem to be okay with it for the sake of using the internet. We used to fight for privacy, now we hand it over to anyone who lets us create a profile. Yes, this. I rarely post anything personal online, and when I do it's on Reddit where I am anonymous. I protect my privacy as often as possible. In fact, I often lie about who I am and what I do on here just so that nobody can figure out who I am. I have an email that I made simply for signing up for things, and it's set under a fake name. I'm paranoid as hell that I'm being tracked, so I bought a gunner that sends my IP though to different locations. I like my privacy. Microtransactions in AAA titles. I don't even like them in mobile games. But nickel and diming me for a $60 game is unacceptable. The intent is to provide players with a sense of pride and accomplishment. Would you like 600k downvotes? This is how you get that. Posting your entire life online. I'd ask who the duck cares. But apparently all of Facebook. This terrifies me. People post their workplace, pictures of their homes, pictures of their children, pictures of their children's school, their relatives, people they know, and even check into where they are currently. I'm afraid that my post history here shows my workplace and hometown. And people are going out of their way to make it public and not anonymous. People are going out of their way to make it public and not anonymous. As one bright spark, Keith Jensen, put it, what Orwell failed to predict is that we'd buy the cameras ourselves, and that our biggest fear would be that nobody was watching. Forgetting. Instead of holding elected officials accountable for their actions, everyone just seems to move on to the newest scandal and forgets about the last one. The sheer volume and business-oriented presentation of news media is obviously to blame here, but so are each and every person who chooses to forget. The shit that some people get away with these days just because of a newsworthy distraction leaves me angry and dumbstruck. Being offended when someone challenges your opinion or has a different viewpoint. Disagreeing with you doesn't make the other person an a-hole. Looking at you, Aunt Cheryl. Doesn't that depend on what the opinion is though? I mean, you like pineapple on pizza. Sure, we can agree to disagree. You think all gay people should be exterminated? That goes beyond just being a different viewpoint to me. I think you could go further and say that there is a discernible difference between a preference. I love pineapple on pizza but Aunt Cheryl hates it. An opinion. I believe all guns should be affected by gun control laws but Aunt Cheryl thinks it should only apply to assault weapons. And values. LGBT people have existed for millennia and deserve to exist and be treated as human beings but Aunt Cheryl, a product of a different time, has completely failed to learn literally anything from the last dozen or so civil rights movements. Still believes gays should be castrated. It seems like it'd obvious, these are literally different words, of course they aren't synonymous, but going out of the way to make the distinction that these words are not all synonymous with opinion fosters more critical thought about what is a silly opinion auntie has versus wow auntie has some really ducked up values. Playing with your phone when out with others. I have argued this repeatedly on here and I just have to understand that there is a population that I would never be friends with. You check it a couple times, no big deal. If you're there talking to others and playing on social media, why the hell did you even meet with me? Either talk to the person you are with or stay home and dong around online. That person met with you. Why pay attention to others who didn't? Tagging your social media posts with your location, especially on platforms like Instagram. Maybe I am old-fashioned, but literally broadcasting where you are seems really unsafe to me, and I dunno. I'd rather not have everybody know what I am doing at an exact moment in time. The only time I turn location on for anything is if I need GPS, and once I am done that shit goes right off. Location on posts is somewhat fine, but Snapchat Maps crosses a line for me. Google will let you see a map of everywhere you've been along with the stores you stopped at and how long you were there. I recently read that turning it off just turns off showing it to you. They still keep the data in the background for their purposes for reasons. At this point it wouldn't even surprise me if disabling location stuff on your phone just disables it for you and not for apps and places like Google and Apple. The outright rejection of facts. Fake news. This is why I try to tell people that it matters when politicians tell stupid lies. Things that are easily verified. I never met that person. When there's video of it, I never tweeted that. Even if you've deleted it, there are archived copies. Even if that particular fact isn't important. Doing this constantly and expecting people to follow you leads to a place where a statement source is more important than its credibility. To be on one side, you must accept everything they say. We're absolutely seeing this happen. Where is it true? Is not even the question people are asking. And even if it's demonstrably untrue, they'll choose to believe their ideological leaders instead of facts. It's scary stuff. Wife went to a town hall meeting where a state rep was taking questions. She asked him a question about a quote of his and he stated, "I never said that." Good thing she was prepared and had the article on her phone and quoted it back to him. Little bit of a cheeky answer, but I think in the future people will look back at the past 100 plus years of driving and think we were out of our minds. So you all drove yourselves? Yes. Were there accidents? All the time. Especially when people drove drunk. People drove drunk? MMMHM. So people died? Lots of people died. Think about the billions of dollars we spend on defending against terrorism every year, and then when you tell people 50,000 Americans die every single year on our roads, they go, yeah, sounds about right. For the US that is a Vietnam every ducking year, and everyone is just kinda okay with that. Pretty good indicator that we as a people really suck at stats. It shocked me when I found out smoking kills 480,000 Americans a year. That's a World War II every year, plus a Vietnam, and no one pays that much attention beyond, yeah, I should probably quit. Puff puff. Bad brain dead programming on previously educational channels. The History Channel, TLC, Animal Planet, ECT, edit. Since it appears that this is still getting traction, I would like to add in DIY and HGTV, also known as the I Bet You Didn't Expect Another Show About House Flipping channels. Tonight on the Discovery Channel, Top 10 Most Extreme Nazi Ghost Aliens. Texting and driving. My favorite is watching people do it as they pass police and the police do nothing because they're too busy on their laptops. What a time to be alive. The standing ovation has become considered standard. I remember going to a play where this actor was badly cast. He had the same last name as the casting director, so obvious why he got it. It was painful to watch, and at the end my mum glared at me when I refused to stand. Like, I'm sorry. Gran told me the standing ovation is for exceptional performance, not whatever you want to call that. It seems it's basically more of a courtesy thing now. Stupidly high cost and low standard of living, with wages and salaries not keeping up. It's just a fact of life these days that everyone is struggling except those at the very top. I remember mid-90s Britain where even poor people were mostly happy with their lot and had decent, reasonably comfortable lives. Wealthier middle-class people never had it so good. Everyone was happy with real optimism in the air. Pensions were good. Houses were affordable. People had more leisure money. Even the 1% had less yet were still happy. 25 years on, the very same people are tightening their belts, cutting back on their lives, and are visibly miserable with no optimism for the future whatsoever. Millennials are seeing life's milestones delayed or cancelled due to financial reasons and are now facing a genuine looming possibility that they might never be able to retire. Here in the US we have low unemployment but huge underemployment. Gone are the days when you could support a family of 4 on a blue-collar salary. My family gets by with me working a white-collar skilled job and my wife working part-time in a pink-collar job. Without my parents we would probably never be able to vacation, and while we are able to save, there is always something around the bend ready to kick us back down to zero. And people wonder why rates of anxiety and depression among teens, young adults are skyrocketing. Guilty until proven innocent. We should always hear out victims, but also wait till due process unless there is substantial evidence. Simple solution. Do not release the names of the accused until after the investigation. Don't know why this isn't a thing. Yeah, the whole maybe more victims will step forward, but if you can't convict off the one accusation then your case sucks to begin with. The name of the accused is hidden in a lot of places, but in the US it is released theoretically as a check against secret arrests and trials. Being a wine addict or alcoholic. Bad mom. For once, I do remember more or less how it started. If I recall correctly, it was more about helping good mother that felt guilty because they weren't perfect, but it was more about little mistakes that aren't that much of a big deal, and reassuring that all mother feel overwhelmed from time to time by their kids that turns like hellions from time to time, and now like a point of pride to have mommy juice, while your kids are turning into a-holes and don't get any form of education or parenting. I hate the term mommy juice. It makes me feel icky. In my family, mom juice means breast milk. People being able to shame others just for shits and giggles. The fact that someone can just take a video or photo of a person and post it all over social media without them even knowing genuinely scares me. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.